two fighters. One goal: to rise to the top of the UFC's lightweight division and claim that elusive title shot. It all started with Arman Tsarukyan's undeniable dominance, his path to the top not just written in victories but in the way he ran through every opponent like a freight train. Then, in the other corner, Ilia Topuria, never one to shy away from controversy, now throwing down the gauntlet in the most unpredictable way possible. This isn't just another fight, it's a war of wills. Topuria's been vocal. He wants Paddy Pimblett, he wants Islam Makhachev, but most of all, he doesn't want Arman Tsarukyan. He's made it clear, time and time again, he's not about to let Arman get the title shot. This wasn't just some trash talk, it was an outright rejection. But let's be real, Topuria's not scared, right? He's just playing the game, right? Or is he? The words might say one thing, but the actions tell another story. Ilia talks a big game about fighting whoever the UFC throws at him, but when Serukian calls his name, he's trying to fight every other contender under the sun. What's going on here? Maybe he's just stirring the pot, building the hype. But it's clear he's not buying into the Arman hype train. Meanwhile, Serukian, the guy's been putting in the work, he's fought the toughest opponents, and he's been calling out anyone, including Topuria. Now let's take a step back. Ilia's throwing shade, but he's not exactly free of controversy himself. Paddy Pimblett claims he was ready to fight Topuria, but Ilia's talking like he hasn't even gotten an offer yet. What's going on? Who's telling the truth? Did Paddy just get played, or is there more to the story? Either way, the tension's building and it's obvious. These two have unfinished business. Enter Serukian. Arman's been calling out everyone, but let's not forget, he's been doing the heavy lifting. Topuria's been talking about slapping him, talking about how Arman's frozen up. Arman's response: if you slapped me, why didn't you do something about it? He's not playing games, he's making it clear. He's not about the mental warfare. He's here for the fight. No games, no trash talk, just pure aggression and skill. But let's be real, this isn't just about words, it's about what happens when they step into that cage. When these two finally meet, it's not going to be a walk in the park for either of them. Topuria's got the skills, Tsarukyan's got the heart, but the question remains, who's willing to risk it all? Tsarukyan's made it clear, he's ready for the challenge, he's ready for January, and he's not about to wait around. He's not going to let the UFC throw in a wild card like Paddy and skip over him. Topuria, he's got the choice now. Will he take the fight, or will he continue to play the game? One thing's for sure, when these two step into the octagon, the UFC's lightweight division will never be the same again. If it happens, it's going to be a showdown for the ages.
Sorry to interrupt, bro, but I truly want to hear your opinion. If our content feels good to you, please comment your thoughts. We're facing low subscriptions lately, and your support means the world. Please subscribe so we can continue this journey together.
The rise of Arman Tsarukyan. Arman Tsarukyan's story is one of raw ambition and relentless pursuit. He didn't just make his name by beating fighters. He made his name by taking on the very best in the division and making it look easy. His win against Islam Makhachev in a thrilling decision, followed by a string of dominant performances, proved one thing: Tsarukyan belongs at the top. When Serukian entered the UFC, he wasn't handed easy fights. The Russian-born fighter stepped into the octagon and immediately fought one of the toughest opponents in the division, having a memorable contest with Makhachev that left fans in awe. Since then, Tsarukyan's star has only risen, and his consistency has made him a fan favorite. But it wasn't just Tsarukyan's victories that made people take notice. It was the way he dominated his opponents. Whether on the feet or in the clinch, Tsarukyan has always demonstrated a well-rounded, high-pressure fighting style that leaves little room for his opponents to breathe. His wrestling is top-notch, his cardio elite, and his fight IQ arguably one of the best in the division. In a time when lightweight was packed with talent, Tsarukyan didn't just follow the pack, he sought to lead it. His work ethic, mixed with his remarkable skill set, made him a clear contender for the title. But there was one person standing in his way: Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria, the wild card. Topuria's rise to prominence has been a bit different. Where Tsarukyan's ascent was built on hard-fought victories and determination, Topuria's journey to the top was marked by explosiveness and flair. A fighter with a dynamic fighting style, Topuria has become one of the most exciting prospects in the UFC's lightweight division. His skills in both striking and grappling make him a threat to anyone in the division, and he's quickly gained a reputation for finishing fights in thrilling fashion. But it's not just Topuria's fighting that's generated buzz. His personality, his confidence, and his willingness to trash talk have put him in the spotlight. Topuria thrives on the controversy, and that's been part of his rise. He's built his reputation not only on his victories, but also on his willingness to speak his mind. Whether he's calling out top contenders or making bold statements about his opponents, Topuria knows how to make headlines. And yet, despite his rise and his ability to win fights, something is missing. Topuria's desire to face certain opponents instead of Serukian raises eyebrows. His repeated refusal to acknowledge Tsarukyan's potential as a threat and his obsession with fighting other fighters have only amplified questions surrounding his confidence. Is Topuria avoiding the fight with Tsarukyan because he fears the challenge, or is he just playing a mental game to get inside his rival's head? The situation has become even more interesting as Topuria keeps hinting at fighting other top contenders like Islam Makhachev or even going after Paddy Pimblett, despite the fact that neither of those matchups makes much sense from a competitive standpoint. So the question must be asked, is Topuria running from the hardest fight in the division, or is he just buying into his own hype and carefully curating his path to the title? The Paddy Pimblett situation. Perhaps one of the most bizarre elements of this entire saga is Topuria's obsession with fighting Paddy Pimblett. While Paddy has become a fan favorite thanks to his charisma and personality, his actual skill in the octagon has been questioned by many. Despite his entertaining persona, Pimblett's recent victories have left much to be desired when it comes to facing top competition. But what does this obsession say about Topuria? Is he genuinely looking to fight Pimblett, or is it just a tactic to stir the pot? From a competitive standpoint, the matchup makes little sense. Topuria is a fighter on the rise, hungry for a title shot, while Pimblett is still looking to establish himself as a true contender in the lightweight division. Topuria's desire to fight Pimblett and his subsequent dismissal of Serukian as a threat might speak volumes about his confidence, or his lack of it. Is he avoiding Serukian because he knows that's a fight he might lose, or is he just playing the game by hyping up other matchups for the fans? Either way, this creates a fascinating layer of drama around the upcoming showdown between Topuria and Tsarukyan. The mental game, Topuria versus Tsarukyan. One of the most interesting dynamics in this rivalry is the mental warfare being played between Topuria and Tsarukyan. Topuria has done his best to get inside Armin's head, making snide remarks, calling out his fighting style, and even claiming that Serukian has frozen up when they've met in person. Serukian, however, has remained composed. His responses to Topuria's jabs have been cool, collected, and direct. He's not getting sucked into the trash talk. Serukian's mentality has always been about the fight, not the build-up. However, this doesn't mean that Serukian isn't aware of the mental warfare. He's shown time and time again that he can handle the pressure and the taunts, but there's no doubt that Topuria's mind games are starting to have an effect.
Sorry to interrupt, bro, but I truly want to hear your opinion. If our content feels good to you, please comment your thoughts. We're facing low subscriptions lately, and your support means the world. Please subscribe so we can continue this journey together.
When Topuria tries to degrade Serukian by calling him a fake or claiming he's scared, Serukian simply shrugs it off. But inside, he's likely burning with the desire to prove that he's the better fighter and that he deserves the title shot over Topuria. The back and forth between these two fighters is a perfect example of how mental games can impact a fighter's performance. In some cases, fighters can become distracted by trash talk and mental warfare, letting it affect their focus and performance in the octagon. But in others, it becomes fuel to the fire, motivating them to perform at an even higher level. It remains to be seen whether Topuria's tactics will break Serukian or if they will just inspire him to push even harder. The showdown. What's next for both fighters? As the UFC continues to develop, the tension between Topuria and Serukian is growing. The question is no longer just about who deserves the title shot, it's about who is going to step up and take the fight. Serukian has made it clear he's ready, but Topuria still has to decide if he's willing to face the toughest challenger of his career. The UFC seems to want this fight. Dana White has made it clear that Serukian's performance against Hooker was impressive enough to secure his spot as the #1 contender. But will the UFC prioritize marketability and entertainment by booking a fight between Topuria and Pimblett? Or will they recognize Serukian's raw skill and give him the shot he's earned? For now, the ball is in Topuria's court. If he accepts the fight with Serukian, it will be the moment that proves who truly belongs at the top. If he doesn't, it will only continue to fuel the narrative that he's avoiding the toughest fight in the division. Either way, the lightweight division is in for an exciting few months ahead, and one thing is certain: Serukian and Topuria will clash, whether inside or outside the octagon, and the outcome will shape the future of the UFC lightweight division. So that's the wrap for today's video. You can watch the next video by clicking the screen. Don't forget to subscribe.